All right, what is up, Utes fans? This is Joseph back with the Utah Utes Football Digest. And I know it has been a minute. There are down times throughout the season, but probably a little bit of laziness and just being busy on me why I haven't made a video in a minute. But I'm back and I'm excited to talk about the spring football game. It was a heck of a day today. I think we saw some awesome performances. We saw a few that you would have wanted better, but in general, I think we saw a lot of good. So I'm excited to break it down with you guys. Before we start talking about the spring game performances for Utah, please make sure you guys like the video. That'll help get it out to more Utes fans. Also, comment below. Is there anyone I don't mention that had a great game, or anyone you think is someone to be concerned about long term? And then, most importantly, subscribe, guys. If you guys love Utah Utes football, this is the place to be. Make sure you subscribe so as the season approaches, you're getting all the up to date info, and you're part of this Utah Utes football digest community. And on that note, let's go ahead and dive in. All right, and let's talk about some of the big performances from today's Utah spring football game. Now, I want to start with a couple honorable mentions, a couple guys that I think had a really good game but don't quite make the list or just kind of stood out and impressed me a little bit. The first one is going to be a guy named Faisal Aiden. I don't know if you guys saw him if you were watching the game today. He was number 37. He was a running back and he really impressed me. You see guys get stats sometimes and you see them, get a lot of reps, maybe get a couple touchdowns, but sometimes you see a guy run and you're like, "Oh, that'll translate." Like if he can do that in a game, if he can run like that, he's got the quickness, he's got the acceleration, he's got that athleticism that you can see it. He passes the eye test. The stats were good, the energy was there. Faisal Aiden, number 37, definitely a guy to get an honorable mention. Looked really good, and I'm pretty excited to see what he does in the future. He's a sophomore heading into this year, and I believe he's a walk on, but a crowded running back room for him to try to compete with. But a guy that I would not be shocked to see get a bigger role as time goes on. He really looked good. The other guy I'm not going to mention as that's going to be an honorable mention, but I'm not going to mention on the list of people that really performed well is going to be Bryson Barnes. He didn't perform poorly. He just didn't play a lot. He had one big run for a touchdown, and he looked pretty good when he was out there. But overall, he just didn't get enough reps to really have me put him on this list. So he looked solid. Uh, you just didn't have enough reps from him, and I think it'd be disingenuous to put him on the list over some of these other guys that really had a good day. But it doesn't mean Bryson Barnes had a bad day. I think he looked
All
impressive
right,
while he
and
was
now
out there.
let's talk about the guys that had some impressive performances today that I really thought stood out. Just a quick caveat: there were a lot of guys sitting out, a lot of guys did not play, and they weren't playing against full rosters full of starters. But I mean, some of these guys really did a great job. So I'm going to start off with the first two guys that I would say both had a very good day, but not like a earth-shattering day, but very, very good. And those are going to be first guy is going to be Mikey Matthews. Mikey Matthews looked awesome all day. He was making tough catches over the middle, man. Seriously, he looked great. I felt like he looked like he's probably going to make an impact this year. He's going to, get in on the receiver rotation and probably impact the game somehow this year. At least see him get a few catches in a couple games this year. He looked awesome today. That's Mikey Matthews. He's a freshman. He's number 0. Looked solid. There was one catch that I thought was not the best throw in the world by the quarterback, and he just held on to it and got smacked in the helmet as he caught it, but he made it happen. I thought that was awesome for Mikey Matthews. Definitely showed up and looked really good. The other guy that I want to mention as a very good performance today is going to be Money Parks. Now, Money Parks, 5 receptions for 71 yards and a touchdown. Just a few really nice big plays for Money Parks. Like he had that one huge touchdown to start the game off, and he had another nice out route that he turned upfield. He had throw across the middle that he got to the outside edge on and turned it up for a first down. Just a really good performance by Money Parks, especially with how well he did at the end of the year last year. I think it really gave you a vibe that he's going to follow it up with a pretty awesome performance this year. So those are two guys that did very good. And then there's another two guys that I would say had pretty eye-openingly impressive performances for me. You guys might already know who they are, and I'm going to start with Brandon Rose. I, you know, I never thought negatively of Brandon Rose. I did a recruiting video. I wasn't expecting Brandon Rose to come out there and light the world on fire, but I also know that Whittingham's been mentioning him a lot in spring practice interviews, right, in media, and it's been clear that he likes Brandon Rose. So I was honestly really excited to see how Brandon Rose looked, considering the hype he's been getting from the coaching staff and in the media. So I was really impressed, man. So Brandon Rose, stat line 19 for 24, 233 yards and a touchdown. And he had some rushing yards to go along with it. Seriously, Brandon Rose looked awesome. He didn't do anything amazing when it comes to like with his arm or anything like that. He just took what was there. He took what was there. He just made the easy throws look easy, and that's the best thing you could possibly do as a quarterback. Like I said, he's not playing against a full college football starting roster, but I would also say he was out there the whole game for the white team, or at least like the whole first half, third quarter. I don't remember exactly when he went out, but I think he was in the whole third quarter and the whole first half. So he looked awesome, dude. He really did. And I'm really excited to see what Brandon Rose might become in the future. And I would not be shocked at all if he is a very serious contender with Bryson Barnes for that backup position. I was really impressed. The other guy that I thought had an eye-openingly awesome performance today is going to be Jaquindon Jackson. Jaquindon Jackson lit it up, man. He had two catches for 52 yards and three rushes for 17 yards and a touchdown, but that doesn't really do it justice. If you guys were watching the game, I think there was 3 to 5 broken tackles by Jaquindon Jackson and a bunch of just nice plays where he kind of made something that really wasn't there. I was super impressed with Jaquindon Jackson. Seriously, really, really good performance. And like I said, it's not against the full Utah starting defense, but damn, the way he was making some of the Utah starting defense look was pretty impressive. And I'm really excited for Jaquindon Jackson this year. I think we I mean, damn, he looked really good. So those are the guys that I thought had some pretty awesome performances. All right, and if you lasted through this whole video, I just want to add a quick question in here, a fun thing to give you guys to maybe talk about in the comments. Before I do ask the question, please make sure you guys like the video and like I said, comment down below with this question, with any other thoughts you have on the video, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. This is where you get your Utah Utes football content. If you guys have been around the past couple seasons, I've been doing this. It's during the season. It's just all the time. Like we're just always going. But anyway, so the big question I want to ask to end the video is what is going like how much talent is going to stay in this running back room? I mean, you think about it, guys. Mekhi Bernard, Jaquindon Jackson, and Jalen Glover. But that's just right now. And I would say today, Faisal Aiden looked really good, guys. I'm serious. I was looking at the defense he was playing against. They had Hayden Fury on it. It had Chase Kennedy on it. It had the Calvert on it. I mean, it was a solid squad on defense. It wasn't the starting lineup, but it wasn't like he was going against fourth stringers or something. He looked good. The eye test passed. So that's 4 guys right there that look pretty awesome. FaZe Layden's probably the odd man out of that group, but I mean, even those 3 look awesome. And then you think we have 3 stud freshmen coming in. I definitely would not be shocked um if sometime something happens with one of these running backs with the transfer portal or something like that. I'm not hoping that happens. I'm just saying, like, damn, how are we gonna have we have 3 4-star freshmen coming in, guys. Like, how are these guys gonna
gonna split these carries. I mean, all these guys want to be the guy. So I'm just wondering to see how that happens. Any predictions on how that plays out? I'd love to hear it if you guys want to comment down below. Outside of that, like I said already, guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'm out of here. Heck of a spring game. The offenses looked fantastic, and I'm excited for this next season, man. It should be a big one. Go Utes.